What's up, ladies? I'm back.
So let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a
Ooh, Barracuda.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I didn't get a video last week. Believe it or not, I tried to do it many times and it didn't work out. But here's a little summary. Question: big chair or tiny man? What's up, YouTube? It's Michael, and today we are talking. Good morning, YouTube. I'm in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, because I'm filming something for the PGA Tour. I kept trying to do it, but I was filming PGA Tour Players Championship, and I died. I cracked 3 digits of hours working per week. I'm pooped, if I'm being honest. I'm pooped. I tried to do this video yesterday. Ugh. I don't know how much longer I can do this video. I'm exhausted. So I'm gonna do it today, no matter what, because I promised myself I'd never miss a week of videos, and I effing did. Without further ado, the Baracuta G9 jacket, aka the Harrington jacket. We'll go over fit, which there's 2 different fits that I'll explain. There's construction details that I think put it above any other jacket and bring the question of, is it worth it to fruition? And then history and why Winston Churchill called the maker of this jacket the most handsome man to ever have slit a throat. Sorry, that was a lie. That was a lie. It's a little different than that. There still is throat cutting, but it's a different person. We're gonna do that, and I think, what I think we're gonna do is I'm gonna sit here until it gets a little dark, and then I'm gonna get pizza and eat it in the car. You know when you just have a ton of stuff to do, and the car feels like the only space you can be, because it's nice and quiet and contained. That's what I feel like. So we're gonna do that. Hey, Pizza Party Mike here, just cutting ahead a little bit. Do you mind subscribing to this channel and checking out my new channel where I won't be talking about clothes and subscribing there too? That'd be great. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Oh God, I was gonna go out there to film, but the Hells Angels are there. Extremely dangerous motorcycle group, so I might have to stay in here until they pass. Okay, so the biggest thing about sizing is that there are 2 different fits. There is the original authentic and then the regular fit. Original authentic is baggier basically everywhere. Their armholes are lower, the jacket is a little bit wider, such on and such forth. I don't think in the pictures Barracuda shows it even looks that good, so I went with regular, which is their modern updated fit. It is slimmer and the armholes are higher, so all in all, it looks a little sleeker, but obviously you can't fit as much under it. But still, that being said, I'm 5'9", 140 pounds, and I went with a size 38, which is what I normally do, and I have full range of motion, baby. If someone tried to attack me, it would be no hindrance to me, and the CoolMax fabric would actually keep me cool as I sweat. My method for fighting is to just go ballistic if someone's gonna attack me. Taylor's method of fighting is to try and seduce them and distract them, and then presumably kill them. I guess what I'm saying is this relationship I have with Taylor could be one long distraction before she kills me. Still not dating her though, so who cares? Or are we? Anyways, like I said, I have full mobility with this jacket, the slimmer fit. If you wanted to layer a sweater or a heavy sweater, because you could do a light sweater with this just fine, but a heavy sweater, then you probably should go with the original authentic OG fit just because it's baggier. I would say just size up with the slim fit, but then obviously length is gonna get messed up, so that's kind of your bet. But stick true to size if you're looking, and you should be all set. Ugh, no offense to children, but you suck. The Hells Angels came out and swarmed me. We're like, are you a vlogger? And I was like, well, not really. You don't understand. So anyways, it's obviously dark outside, so I'm gonna leave in 1 second before I get afraid to be here. Before I do that, the history of this jacket is cool. I'll go through it very briefly, then we'll get to, like I said, the stitching and all the details on it, and of course, the CoolMax fabric and how wicking works in capillary action is what I think it's called. So it should be fun. But anyways, the history was that this jacket, or this Barracuda company, as you could call it, was started by John and Isaac Miller. They were brothers, and they ended up making a lot of raincoats for Burberry in England. Anyways, John and Isaac one day said, hey, you know, we're making all this stuff for Burberry. Why don't we make something for ourselves? And then Barracuda was born. More specifically, later in 1937, the Baracuta G9 was born, which is this jacket right here. And this jacket, which lines up perfectly, was made for golf. It was supposed to be water resistant. And since this jacket was made in 1937, it definitely didn't use a DWR coating, which is a silicone spray, or I think silicone, that basically makes the jacket hydrophobic, so water just beads right off. So all the water repellency comes from a very tight weave of polyester and cotton. 50 48% cotton, 42% polyester, I believe. I'll put the number up right here if it's not correct. So then around the time of World War II, John Miller approached a Mr. Lord Lovat, the 24th chieftain of Clan Fraser. See, I'm sorry, people are gonna freak out. I don't know if it's Fraser, anything that it may be. John wanted his approval to use this tartan lining on the inside, this specific pattern, and it was granted. And Winston Churchill called Lord Lovat, the 24th chieftain of Clan Fraser, the most handsome man to ever have slit a throat. This is a picture of him. I'm sure he's beautiful. All right, you guys, where should we get pizza? We have Nola's Pizza, Big Apple Pizza, Vinny's Pizza, Roma Pizza, Sapatoro Pizza, Big Apple Pizza, Caprese Pizza, Out of Hand Pizza, Domino's Pizza, Casa di... Can I get a Sicilian pizza?
Large.
Okay, so we have a little time before our pizza party, so I figured we'll go over some of the details on the jacket that stick out, and then there's some stuff that's really high quality, some stuff that's not, so I'll break that down real quick. But looking at this jacket, it's a pretty standard black polyester cotton blend. If it was an all polyester jacket, well, we have to get to if this is worth the price or not, because it's pretty steep. I forget how much it was, but it was like $430 to get to my house, which is no small feat for a polyester cotton blend jacket. But looking at it, you'll see all these buttons everywhere that are branded, which is nice. It says Barracuda, and then it says since 1937. That's when the G9 came out. If we look at the jacket though, we see a zipper from YKK. This is a two-way zipper. It does zipper up pretty easily, and then you can also lift it up, so if you want to flap like a bird and fly away, you can do that. It's not a huge, robust zipper like you find on most really expensive jackets, but I think that's by design. This is supposed to be a really light jacket that's supposed to keep you cool, not necessarily keep you warm and be this like hulking thing. Then we look at the back, which is very famous. The yoke of the Barracuda jacket is a little bit eggy, if we should say. What I am saying is yoke, like an egg. And I even made an egg joke. What I should be saying is yoke. The back of it is based off an umbrella, and that's really cool. It's obviously, on some jackets you see it more dramatically than others. These are pretty small little points of an umbrella, so it's not that loud. But the point of that is that since this is a water repellent jacket, when water is running down your back, it will come to a focal point at those points and drip off, which geniusly is not near the vented holes under the yoke. So it basically pushes the water away from the holes of the jacket, so that way air can come up in the jacket and water can drip off, so it keeps you extra cool. That is very, very cool. Then one very, very noticeable detail of this jacket is the craftsmanship on this jacket is beautiful. It's a very, very high stitch per inch count. I don't know what it is exactly. I'll try and see if I can find out or just measure it myself. But that adds a lot of beauty and shows that this jacket is stitched in a very, very high quality way. And then all of the stitching is basically exactly to the edge. So there's a very, very tight tolerance to the actual construction of each one of these jackets. And I really like this because yes, it's a polyester jacket and it's been copied a billion trillion times, but this is the original, made in England with the CoolMax tartan lining, which we will get into in a second, which is the climax of this video. But it has great stitching, cool branded buttons that are plastic, not bone or nut buttons, which are my favorite. All in all, is it worth the money? It's kind of like the Canada Goose video where it's like if you want the original Barracuda jacket that is made to incredibly high standards in a country that a lot of construction isn't done, Canada, in this case, England, then yes, I say it's 100% worth it. If you're looking for just a cheap polyester cotton water repellent jacket, then no. Okay, so one of the cool parts of this jacket is that it uses CoolMax fabric for the lining that is meant to keep you cool, and it's very breathable, which is obviously kind of a thing, nobody's surprised by that, but the way it's actually done is very interesting. That looks nothing like what I thought it would, but it's good. I already ate a piece, as you can see. They didn't skimp me up a corner. Like I said, this jacket has CoolMax fabric on the lining, which is really interesting because a CoolMax fabric I would assume would be an all polyester material, and you'll find out why I think that, but it's not. It's actually mostly cotton. At least this CoolMax fabric is, which makes me think that maybe it's a proprietary Barracuda one. But the most important two words of the day is capillary action, and that is basically when you have like a thin tube, or you see it sometimes on fibers, like if you just get the tip wet, then whatever it got stuck in, it will suck it up. So if you think about a towel, the French terry, when it gets wet, it goes into the fiber. So that is capillary action. Now what's interesting is a lot of things do capillary action, including cotton, but the thing is cotton basically absorbs the water and stays there instead of what a synthetic material like polyester does, which is kind of absorb the material and push it out and spread it out, making it much easier to evaporate, which then keeps your skin dry and keeps you cooler in the long run. But what's even more interesting is CoolMax fabric comes into play in a different way, because with cotton, all the fibers, when they're woven into cotton threads, all the little fibers are circular. So as you can see, cotton is basically the only one that's not circular. So what I get into in a second is I think CoolMax fabric is meant to imitate the capillary action of cotton without the absorbency, so the liquid doesn't stay with the cotton, it ends up pushing outside of the jacket. But I am no scientist. But since polyester you can mold, since it's a synthetic, then you can change the shape and make it not a bunch of circles, but a bunch of ovals. This is the part I'm a little less clear on, but when you have a bunch of ovals together instead of circles, there's a different amount of space between each one of the threads or fibers. So the capillary action, I believe, is more effective. So it gets the water or sweat off of your skin and pushes it out faster so it can evaporate faster when compared to a circular polyester thread. Now, like I said, it is interesting. The CoolMax fabric lining on this jacket, it's mostly cotton, so I think it's not like a perfect, super intense moisture wicking material, but it does moisture wick better than straight cotton. Okay, so anyways, that was a literal dive bomb. Hopefully we get back on schedule very soon, because this was a mess, and I promised myself I would do a video every week, so now I'm one behind. But anyways, that's about it.